Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my show.
Yay! Welcome back to Hourless Life and our overlanding journey around the world. We'd like to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters who are helping make this journey and these videos possible. Thank you so much.
If you're watching and have thought about becoming a patron, please do. For less than the price of a cup of coffee per month, you can go behind the scenes with us on a regular basis.
All right, so what's been going on? Well, we spent about a month now in the city of San Luis Potosí and the surrounding area, and we've loved every minute.
So far in our YouTube series, we've taken you on a tour of the 5 main plazas in the center of the city, and we even introduced you to the president of the city of San Luis Potosí.
We've also taken you to a gorgeous national park where Brittany went rappelling. Caspian did the bravest thing he's ever done and hopped on a zip line with me, and we took you on a hike through an area nestled in the clouds just outside the city.
We shared what Dia de los Muertos looks like in the city of San Luis Potosí, including the spectacular lighting of the main cathedral.
And last week we took you out to Santa Maria del Rio to give you a tour of this magical town where we met some fascinating people, and we shared an in-depth look at how this pueblo does Dia de los Muertos, which is much different than the way they do it in the big city.
We're getting ready to leave this area now, and at the end of this video we'll tell you where we're heading next. But in today's video we're going to share some hidden gems that most people who visit this area don't ever get to see, as well as some of our favorite things to do in San Luis Potosí.
So let's get started.
A local named Esteban Horner reached out to us via social media. He is passionate about this city and all of Mexico. He's a lover of history and the culture which makes Mexico so rich.
Yeah, he invited us to go out with him and see some of the things that most tourists don't ever get to see. So needless to say, we jumped at the opportunity.
Esteban suggested a bunch of places around the city that he felt were both important and interesting from an historical perspective. One of the places he took us to was Teatro Alarcon.
Our host Esteban is taking us to Teatro Alarcon. We just parked. We're about a block and a half or 2 blocks away. And this is one of the oldest theaters in Latin America. It's actually the 4th oldest theater in all of Latin America.
I'm really excited about this.
Whoa!
So time and distance in Mexico are kind of like suggestions. Esteban told us it's like a block and a half, 2 blocks. I think we're on our 5th block right now. And there it is. Teatro Alarcon.
Here we go. Where did Esteban disappear to?
He went around to the corner to the right. Buenas tardes. Gracias por recibirnos.
Ahí siguen a Esteban, ahí él les va a decir dónde está y todo ahí.
Gracias. So this is not available for general tourists. You really can't get in here. Although it shows up on the maps, you don't get to see this. But we do. And you get this access along with us. Check this out, you guys. Wow. Esteban explained that this theater is the oldest theater in all of Mexico and the 4th oldest in all of Latin America. And today, sadly, it's pretty much abandoned and very rarely used for anything but private events.
The theater was built in 1825 and opened sometime in late 1828 to early 1829. The first performance was by an Italian opera company. He even demonstrated the acoustics for us.
La acústica de este lugar, o sea, lo escuchen cuando hablas de escenario. Hombres necios que acusáis a la mujer. Oye, en el eco. Bravo, bravo.
Bravo, bravo, hey! All right, we've been invited to go upstairs here in the theater. And you can see how many floors it has. It's beautiful. The old wooden floors here, the view from up here. It's really pretty spectacular. So there's a legend that Esteban has told us about. I don't know if you see that black piano down there in the corner, but there was a pianist who played here in the 1840s from this stage. And he was playing, but there were some photographs on his piano of an emperor who had declared himself the first emperor of Mexico. And some soldiers came in and they were really upset that he had these photographs and it was propaganda. So they actually came in and they executed him as well as everyone who was in the theater. And on that piano down there, there's a lock on the front of the piano. And the reason that lock is on there is because that is the piano that was here in 1848. And that piano can be heard playing by itself on various nights. And so the people here, they actually put that lock on the piano to make sure nobody was doing it, but the piano continues to play. Or so the legend says. Esteban just asked me if we wanted to go underground underneath the theater, and I said, Brittany, are you afraid of that?
No.
She's like, no, we're good. Let's go on this adventure. She said, Caspian, come on, let's go on this adventure. And then Esteban walked over here and opened this up. And Brittany said, what? I might take it back.
It's okay. You stay here. You stay here.
It's not scary, baby.
No.
Just okay.
Can you turn the light around?
Yeah, you want to see it? Here. You just want to see it. Look, baby. It's a room.
It's a room, baby. It's okay. We went underneath the theater, and while there, Esteban shared a spooky legend with us.
El Gabardinas era el dueño de este terreno antes de ser el Teatro Alarcon.
Okay, there was a gentleman who was the owner of this land before it became the theater.
Okay.
Descubrió a su mujer con otro hombre.
The man found his wife with another man.
Y fue tan triste y deprimente para él que decidió quitarse la vida en un árbol de su terreno.
And because of that, he decided to take his own life on a tree in his land here.
El árbol, si lo fijamos aquí, vean cómo está como subido. Esta parte no tiene piso.
If you shine the light over there in the corner.
Ubicado en el escenario, debajo del escenario.
Okay, this is where the tree was.
Y como en aquel entonces no podía ser enterrado en el campo de santos alguien que se quitaba la vida.
Mm-hmm.
El Gabardinas fue sepultado al lado del árbol donde se quitó la vida. Y los restos fueron exhumados. Y aquí está la cruz de donde fue exhumados los restos del Gabardinas.
So, because in those days, if you took your own life, you couldn't be buried in the regular cemetery, he ended up being buried next to the tree where he had taken his life on his own land, which is where this cross is showing here.
Se cuenta que el Gabardinas ha sido visto en diferentes horas del día, sobre todo en presentaciones. Cuentan los actores que han visto a un señor con atuendos muy grandes en la parte de arriba. Se le dice que todavía está rondando el alma del Gabardinas en el Teatro Alarcon.
So it is said that his spirit has been seen wandering this theater, especially in the upper tiers while the actors are performing. And that his apparition has been seen also throughout the city of San Luis Potosí. Caspian, what did you find?
Another door.
Another door.
Whoa.
Let's go.
I want to go up.
While we know the legends and stories are part of the history of this magnificent building, we don't buy into all of those ghost stories. But it was still quite interesting to hear the stories that have been told for years surrounding Teatro Alarcon.
What do you think, Caspian?
Wait, you're going to be the audience.
Okay, we're going to be the audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my performance.
Yay! Bravo! Bravo!
Welcome to the theater dancing room.
Yay! Almost!
Well, we call this the dancing room, but you're asking questions about things.
Okay, I have a question. What is overlanding?
It's when you get in a vehicle and you drive around the world.
Oh, okay. That's a good answer to my question.
My last question is, may you do a dance?
Yes.
Okay.
Caspian over here dancing on the 4th oldest stage in Latin America. You guys, how do we get access to these things? This is amazing. We want to thank our host, Esteban. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Whoa. Yay! Bravo! 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 Another place Esteban took us to was a place that not even many locals know about. Again, he was really knowledgeable about the history of this place that unfortunately has an incredibly tragic story.
Within this area is a counter dam known as La Costanzia, which broke in 1933, loosing about 6 million gallons of water on the city of San Luis Potosí in one fell swoop.
Some say thousands of lives were lost, and some say it was half the city. But whatever it was tragic. The neighborhoods of Morales, Tlaxcala, El Montecillo, and Soledad were absolutely devastated.
Today the area is an ecological park dedicated to the preservation and beautification of San Luis Potosí. Let's take a look around.
So in this place here, they have all of these plants right here, which they actually donate to the people of San Luis Potosí and the surrounding area to beautify the area. And up here, behind this fence, they have over 100,000 trees that they also donate to landowners, property owners, to keep it ecologically sound. This is the Dam of the Costanzia. This is the one that failed in 1933, and Esteban is showing us the construction of this dam. And up here, the architect, they used newspapers. These newspapers here are from the 1920s that were impregnated into the stone, and it was part of how they built this dam, which ultimately failed. So it's a really fascinating story about this dam. They brought 3,000 prisoners here to build the dam, and apparently in the cornerstone they put a copy of the original Constitution, the photographs of the people who built the dam, and a bunch of money, kind of like as an offering that the dam would do well. Obviously, we know that in 1933 it failed, and it was very, very tragic. This is the top of the dam, and I'm going to pan around so that you can see what it looks like. So here's the top of the dam, and to this side over here, this whole area was filled with water that came up from above, and this dam went all the way to the other mountain on that side. Then over here, the water would overflow and create this entire area into a lagoon. He's really passionate about the fact that people of his own country and even this city don't know this history behind what has happened here in their own town. Now, obviously, all of this area was filled with water when the dam broke, but here was the main area that it went through, and it caused just horrendous damage.
So these rocks were washed down when the dam broke.
Oh, these rocks here. We're coming up on the river here, which you'll be able to see in just a moment.
Okay, I need walk again, come back and pass for the streets for the tree. Okay.
Almost.
Let's go.
So the way we wanted to go was blocked off, but now Esteban is taking us in a new direction. Again, this is the stuff you never get to see. So this right here is where the dam broke, and you can see how thick it is and how high it is. And you can imagine a wall of water behind this dam all the way to the rim and overflowing that crashed into this area in the city of San Luis Potosí. What we won't do for history, Brittany. This was going to be a theater that was never finished. Sometimes the homeless camp out here, but right now we are going to get to see what it looks like here.
The rooms of the actors.
These are the kind of places that don't end up in any of the tourist books, and this is why you connect with locals who know the history, know the area, and are willing to share with you what they know, and they're passionate about what they know. Esteban is one of those people. Nobody gets to see this, but it's really cool. It's this theater in the middle of nowhere, right next to a dam that broke in 1933 that destroyed just a metric ton of things here in San Luis Potosí. So getting to see this behind the scenes is really cool, and I hope you're enjoying this. While we were excited about the history of this area, Caspian was excited about a little playground that he spotted, so we did take a short play break.
After that break, Esteban took us to San Jose Dam, where we again got to see something you don't get to see often.
This is actually a rare sight. The floodgates are open on the dam right now because they've had a lot of rain here in San Luis Potosí. He said most of the time, sometimes an entire year might go by where they don't have these open. Esteban is telling us that this dam is 100 meters long, 40 meters high, and 7 meters wide. And on Sundays, you'll find that the people here come and rappel down the side of the dam. Once we were done exploring the San Jose Dam, we jumped back into Esteban's car and headed out to our next stop, which he said is the most iconic spot in all of San Luis Potosí. So this is called the Caja de Laguna, or the box of water. And this is the most important emblem in San Luis Potosí. It is a must-see and is huge historical significance.
En 1827 el gobernador Ildefonso Díaz de León asignó la tarea a Juan N. Sanabria para la construcción de la Caja del Agua.
When we arrived, he told us the history of the Caja de Agua and explained that construction commenced in 1827 and it has become the symbol of San Luis Potosí, so much so that its image is even found on the city's official crest.
Around the base of the Caja de Agua, there are 2 stone spigots where water would pour out. And back in the mid-1800s, people would bring their stone jars and fill them with water for their families. And a statue has been built right next to the Caja de Agua to commemorate and remember this history. Essentially, this spot was the center of life in the city.
Another interesting bit of history we learned is that nobody really knows when the construction of the Caja de Agua was completed.
There are 4 of these large rectangular areas that seem to have like a banner. He said, and on one of them, it's missing. And there's a story behind that. If you look right in the center of this one, it looks like there used to be a plaque. Well, the legend or the story is that the government official who was in power at the time was fighting with the family of the person who designed and built this. And so originally there was a plaque here saying who built it and what year it was built, but the government official removed that so that the family wouldn't really get credit for having made this beautiful piece of architecture. So they don't really know what year it was built, but it's estimated that it was somewhere between 1831 and 1835.
We want to say thank you to our guide, Esteban Horner, who took the time out of his day to share his love for the city of San Luis Potosí with us. Still coming up in this video, we'll take you on a walkthrough of the Mercado, share a trip to an amazing interactive science museum, visit the most well-known bakery in town, and take you with us to dinner at our favorite restaurant. But next up is our favorite breakfast spot in the city, La Parroquia.
So this little spot up here on the corner called La Parroquia is one of our favorite places to have breakfast. I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the buffet at La Parroquia, and they have all kinds of goodness here. Chilaquiles, bacon, eggs, empanadas, you name it, and then they make gorditas.
Hay gorditas, menudo, café de olla. Hay lo que guste.
Brittany keeps saying jueves, which is Thursday. She actually means huevos, which is egg.
So embarrassing. And I told myself not to do it, and I still did it. Say jueves instead of huevos.
It's really cute, though.
I've never done that before. I don't know why I just started doing it.
How is it, baby?
Really good. The best molecular I've ever had in my life.
What?
Mexico's pineapple is really, really good. Can we ever go here again?
Go where again?
Yeah,
To Mexico or to this restaurant?
to this restaurant.
Yes?
Good.
Because you really like it?
Breakfast was really good. La Parroquia. It's one of the most famous restaurants here in the city of San Luis Potosí. And I remember how overwhelmed I was the first time we went because it was a buffet and my Spanish wasn't very good and it was all regional cuisine and I had no idea what it was. And then this time with COVID, you can't even serve yourself. They're serving you.
Right.
So if you don't know what to ask for, then you're in really big trouble. But I felt really good. I felt really accomplished because I actually knew what a lot of the food was this time and I could ask for it by name. It was so good. I love this place.
It's really amazing. Where are we going next?
Well, we have a couple ideas up our sleeve, but we are thinking of going to check out a museum. It's not within walking distance, so we're gonna need to figure out how to get there. So these are the rules for taking an Uber. It's about the same as the United States. Wear a face mask, wash or sanitize your hands before and after, sit in the back seat, and don't ride if you have COVID.
Oh, all right.
So we're gonna agree and ride.
This is a museum of arts and sciences called Bertino. It's in Tangamanga Park, which is about 25 minutes away from the downtown area where we're staying. And we've heard nothing but amazing things about this, but we've never been here. This museum is dedicated to the imagination of girls and boys from the present, the past, and the future. Whoa. Those are your bones. Look at those bones. How cool is that? Step on it. That is your nervous system. Will Caspian beat the robot? He's got 2 pieces in.
There you go, son.
Okay, hurry, put your last piece. You beat the robot! Yay! The hands-on section of this science museum is really top-notch. It's what you would expect from a high-end museum in the United States. Caspian had a lot of fun checking out all the different things, the hands-on activities, and learning new things. We had a fun time with him, but there's so much more to this museum, so we continued on. So this area of the museum is called the Corral, and they have live animals here to be enjoyed and looked at. What are you checking out, Caspian? The baby turtles. As you can see, this is the space portion of the museum. There's not too many people here today, so we kind of have the place to ourselves, which is kind of cool. But all of these are hands-on display that we can participate in and learn about this. But yeah, this is just a really, really cool museum. This is all about nature. The last one was science. This section is called Hacia lo Imperceptible, and it's all about the things you can't see, microorganisms. Again, a bunch of interactive displays and activities, interviews with scientific experts from around the world. Looks like they even have like a lab on site.
So there's one more.
There's one more, baby.
Special tickets to go see it.
Only you and Mommy have tickets. Daddy didn't get a ticket for it.
Where is it?
It's all the way at the end where those people are.
It's not a bug. It has some kind of a big cool sheep or a mountain goat because it has horns.
Well, I'm pretty sure that those are the antennae of the bugs, and
Nope.
not the horns of a bighorn sheep. You know how some animals are extinct, right? This is one of them.
After fully exploring this museum, we just want to say, if you're ever in San Luis Potosí, make sure you check this out. You're not going to believe the price. We're going to put it down here at the bottom of the video, how much it costs for all 3 of us to do the entire museum, plus 2 little extras that they had available, a 3D movie and another temporary exhibit that Brittany and Caspian got to go into. And yeah, take a look at that price. Now it's time to show you some of the rest of San Luis Potosí.
One of our favorite things to do is head to the local market. There are several of them in the city, 2 of them within a short walk of where we've been staying.
A block away from our Airbnb is a pedestrian-only walkway called El Petronal, which is lined with stores, benches, and restaurants. It's a lot of fun to walk through.
People here are so friendly, even the police who regularly patrol the area.
Ahí estamos con mi amigo la policía aquí de México.
Claro que sí.
Así es.
It is this walkway that leads to one of our favorite mercados. We're going to take you on a brief walking tour through the market so you can see how the locals do their shopping. While we're in there, try and capture the details of the market.
Yeah, it bursts with color, and the hardworking people are proud of their individual stands. Also take note of how many religious icons you see throughout the market. These are commonplace here in any public area of Mexico.
Enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's crazy. We still have 2 more places we'd like to show you. The first is the most consistently recommended Panaderia in the city, and the second is our favorite restaurant in San Luis Potosí. While I was getting some work done, Eric and Caspian took a trip out to the Panaderia. Take a look.
We have been told that in all of San Luis Potosí, this Panaderia, this bakery, is the best one in town. All right, so the way this works is you just get a little tray and some tongs and go pick up all your goodness. All right, Caspian, which one do you want? Oh, you want that pretty one? All right.
What do you like, Daddy?
Wow, are you excited? Why did you pick that one?
Because it's colorful and I think I will like it.
El bolillo se lo pongo junto con el pan o separado.
Separado, por favor.
Son 83.50 y la leche se la cobran en caja.
Okay, gracias. Okay, we got all of our loot. We got some polvorones, a concha, some bolillos, some churros, some milk, and a cookie for mommy. Hey, Caspian, what do you think? You excited?
Yeah.
How excited are you?
It's like a rainbow of colors.
A rainbow of colors. It's called a concha. Can you say concha?
Concha.
Do you know what that means?
What?
It means shell, like a seashell. Does it look like a seashell? No, you don't think so? All right, you ready to do this?
wish I hadn't missed that trip, but one thing I did not miss, but will miss when I leave here, is my favorite restaurant in San Luis Potosí, El Mexico de Frida, which we've saved for last.
It has this beautiful mosaic on the outside featuring Frida Kahlo, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here on the inside. You're what?
I'm famished.
Well, we're gonna get some food, okay?
Good. Did you say ketchup?
Y para mí, los chiles Ventilla.
What do you think?
It's cold.
It's cold. Is it yummy?
What's this?
Chili.
So it's spicy.
This is the chile Ventilla, and it's a super secret sauce that's seriously addictive. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since the last time we were here.
And Caspian, what did you get?
Chicken nuggets?
Daddy got something just different. If you're watching this video when it was first published on YouTube, we're actually on the road right now as we speak to an area called La Huasteca.
It's a magical oasis deep in the interior of Mexico, filled with incredible waterfalls and camping areas.
So we may be radio silent for a few days on social media as there's hardly any connectivity out there, but we hope to show you what it's like in our next video.
Drop us a comment and give us a like. We also invite you to join our Patreon and go behind the scenes with us on this journey around the world.
We really hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios!